we last left off...
Oh, Land of the Dead.
Yes, when we last left off, our heroes who had been hired or chosen or what have you to go north of the wall to see what the hell's going on in the Drownlands. You guys went through a secret tunnel, found an abandoned dwarven temple that was actually a factory for Warforged ages ago, fought your way through the kobolds that had invaded there, and had emerged on the other side, and found your way over the wall, and are now on the other side. Dun dun dun.
Secret tunnel. Secret tunnel. Nobody got that. Don't worry about it.
That's a reference that was lost on literally everyone.
Out of the 400 people watching, no one got it.
So yes, you have made it north of the wall. Congratulations.
Huzzah!
And you are standing in a small copse of trees because, well, that's where you hid out after you got off the wall and ran like the Dickens so that no one saw you.
I remember now. I'm caught up.
Yay.
Guys, look, I remember sleeping too. That was a good nap.
And there is a road nearby that is going northwards.
Does it look to curve at all in either direction, or is it just go
At
straight?
the moment, no, it's just going basically north. I mean,
Okay.
you suspect it'll eventually curve one way or another, but...
Yeah.
Probably check the map to get our bearings.
Well, if it's north, we need to go northwest
Question is, do you
to
want to
get
follow
to
the...
West Coast.
Yes.
Is
you
it
do have to go
wise to
northwest
travel
get
on the road,
places.
though?
Yes, that's
Yeah,
what
it doesn't look like there's a lot of cover, and this is now a character question. Is there any... would any humans be on the other side of this wall, or would we be led to believe that any humans on this side of the wall would be immediately seen as enemies?
Honestly, the scant information you guys have gotten is that the Drow conquered everything, and basically, you know, it was a conquering, not a wiping out.
Okay. So there might still be humans.
Oh,
We
there
don't
almost
know.
certainly are humans, but you don't know how many or what have you.
Or what position they're at. Are they anything but
Exactly.
slaves or things like that? Okay.
Yeah.
So it might not be a good idea to be seen traveling along the road.
Good thing I've got a hood.
Thank you, Swift. Your boundless insight continues to amaze.
You're
I
welcome.
think what we should try to do is see if there's any sort of cover on any side of the road, any forest or maybe a coastline that maybe we can follow along towards that side and try to avoid the main road.
Entirely possible. The road, let me actually show you roughly where it is. Your token's a little bit off to the side here. You're not out in the middle of the ocean. Road is sort of-
Blah, blah, blah.
You were accosted by a kraken.
Hey,
Okay, ignore
basically,
this.
the road
I'm
is
just
sort of running
making
along
sure.
here-ish.
Okay.
So going to
Let
the
me
coast would actually be
see
an
here.
extremely long way out of our
It'd be a
way.
long trip. It would be a long. It'd be a long trip. Yes.
Well, it'd be a long trip away from the road, but if we're heading towards the city there to the northeast,
This is true.
northwest even.
But in the same respect, we're also going far into the wilderness.
And we'd also.
I don't have a problem with that.
I do.
Do you know what lives in this area?
Well, no, but she prefers being. My character prefers being out in the woods anyway.
Okay, well, I gather, Soraya, that you might enjoy the wilderness. The thing I'm concerned about is not having a place to sleep, but rather what could be lurking in the woods. We haven't seen anything in this area for quite some time, so there's no telling what's on this side of the area, or on this side of the wall that may lurk in these woods.
Well, currently the area you're in, it's a small copse of trees, so it's not like it's not a full-on wood. It's sort of
Yeah.
looks like sort of the remnants of maybe an orchard from a long time ago. But you know.
Peter,
yes,
does it look like the trees are possibly... Is there a variation between the trees further away from the wall and the trees closer to the wall? Like any sort of degradation or color change or something?
they don't look particularly healthy, but that probably has to do with the fact that there's not a lot of sunlight.
Yeah, I gather that much. Yeah, worth a hunch.
But
All right,
beyond that, it's they don't look any better or worse than the trees to the south near the wall. I'll put it that
Okay.
way.
Just
All right.
worth a hunch.
Well,
Yeah, basically, this is a small stand of some sort of fruit tree. They're not currently bearing fruit. It's the wrong time of year. But it looks like they probably wouldn't be particularly healthy to begin with.
Mm.
All right. Well, I think taking the road might put us in a bad situation. I don't think we know what's to our left, or to our west rather, but I like the idea of taking the chance on it, and maybe we can avoid any sort of patrols. And at the very worst, we find something, and well, we're here to scout to begin with. So, plus,
All right.
probably it makes more sense that Giselle probably, or sorry, what's her name, Glycia.
Listen,
Glissa.
Yes, sir.
God damn, why can't I get that right? Glissa probably didn't take the main road either. At least I'd presume if she's going incognito as a solo spy. So taking the less direct path might be the best idea.
entirely possible. All right, so you guys want to sort of trek through the wilderness to the northwest. That's what you're saying, basically.
Yes.
All right. So you head off, start walking through the. Basically, you leave the trees fairly quickly, and you get into sort of rolling hills and such. Terrain's not too bad. It's a fairly easy walk right now. You see shrubbery here and there, and it's basically plainsland at this point. I need a nature check from somebody to sort of keep yourself oriented in the right rough direction. It's
Not it.
Yeah, yes. Soraya has no problem with this whatsoever.
As a side, I'll be taking note as well to be using my other ability of covering our tracks, just so any
no
patrols and stuff you have rocking around can't find us.
Yep.
We just see her in the background, just hugging trees, like going, finally together.
It's more like, hey, guys, I'm new around here. Which way is which? That way? Awesome.
Thanks, trees. High five.
I wasn't talking to the trees, you stupid idiot.
Yes, you
Trees
were.
can't talk back. I was talking to that squirrel.
That sounds a lot more
What's
safe.
the squirrel's name?
I don't know. He didn't tell me that.
Ask
That's
him.
not a very polite squirrel, then, is it?
No.
I'm
Fuck
sorry.
your squirrel. We have places to be.
I agree.
Did the squirrel make you
All right.
upset? I'm sorry.
Shut up, Derek.
What? Being nice.
Anyways,
Anyway.
you set off. And honestly, the first day's travel is actually pretty. It's actually a fairly nice walk. It's early spring, so the weather's pretty nice. It's actually a bit warmer up here past the mountains than it was to the south. Actually, sorry, a little bit cooler. My bad, but it's still a nice day. As you go north, you notice it's getting a little bit cooler. In fact, down by the capital of where Arcosia is, Arcos is actually pretty darn warm most of the year. At any rate, you travel on for most of the day. Don't see much of anything. You see some, wildlife here and there. Plains wildlife. Nothing particularly exciting. A few rabbits. And it's getting on towards evening.
Then we'll set up camp.
All right. So you set up camp for the night. You've got plenty of food. There's not a lot of stuff around here to, if you want to set up a fire. You probably get a small fire going, but nothing big.
No, we're all eating trail rations, and I think we're going to go right to sleep, so I can't imagine how we need a fire.
You imagine it'll get a little bit cold at night, but you do have bedrolls and such, so. All right, so if you want to set up some sort of watch pattern, you may do so. Or you can just all sleep through the night if you want to. Hope that nothing attacks you while you're asleep.
I'll take first watch with Dahlia.
What?
I've got low light vision, so I'll take the darkest part of the night.
Ready? I guess I'll take the last watch.
I have no problem with this watch. His watch layout.
I have low light too, so I'm useful.
Derek sulks.
Go to sleep.
All right, well.
Typity.
Yes, I'm rolling dice.
All the time.
So the
Roll the
first
dice.
watch, nothing happens. Second watch, nothing happens. Third watch, actually, second watch, nothing exciting happens. But Soraya, you do hear, you sort of off in the distance, you do hear sort of sounds of something walking around, and you guess it's probably some sort of either wolf or maybe coyote or something like that, sort of snuffling around the general area. But it seems to be avoiding your camp.
Okay.
But other than that, it's a peaceful evening. You wake up the next morning, well rested and refreshed, have some trail rations, and are ready to head out again.
Before we set off, I'm actually going to approach Soraya.
Yes?
Can I see your bow real quick? You don't have to give me an arrow.